Now let me ask you this. Obviously, the ideal client comes in ready for a beautiful pre-approval. On the flip side of that, though, let's say somebody wants to see if there's a possibility, and they come in with less than stellar credentials and don't qualify. What's the process of educating that prospect into being able to accomplish what they're trying to? Is it kind of, hey, we'll try again in 6 months? Or do we go a little bit more in depth? Because I think this is something like, I know before I bought my house, there was probably a 2-year window where I wanted to try to buy my house, but I was so sure in my mind that I wouldn't be able to that I never even took the first steps. So I think letting people know that, hey, even if you try and don't get it right then and there, we'll come up with some sort of a game plan to get you to that finish line. I think that'll really help some people with that hesitation.
So I'm actually happy that you asked that question, because there's a few pieces that I want to kind of go off of with that. So number one, everyone's stressed to get a pre-approval. It's a stressful process, just like going through the buying process. It's stressful to get pre-approved. And it's always the fear. It's the fear if they qualify. It's the fear of being told no. And you know what? It's okay if you get told no, because you don't know if you don't try. Exactly. And I always find it important, because I've heard people tell me that I need to work on my credit a little bit more. Well, do you know where your score's at? No, I don't. Well, let's take a look. I mean, we have to work on it anyways. Let me at least guide you and tell you exactly what you need to do. So I think that's a big thing, and every loan officer at Premium Mortgage does this. We have our own credit department there, so we will work with them hand in hand on how they can fix up their credit, tell them exactly what they need to do, what the estimated timeline is to get to that credit score. And I think that is a huge separation, again, from us and other competitors. We take that initial step and we say, hey, you're your client, have a good day. No, we go over, where's your credit score at? Where's your debt to income? So all of your total debts plus your new housing payment over your gross income. What's that at? Is that why you don't qualify? Do we have to pay off some debts to qualify?
And a lot of people don't know how those things affect their chances, you know what I mean, of getting. So just that little bit of time to educate somebody who's trying to make this happen, I think is huge.
You know what? It takes 15 minutes. 15 minutes just to help go over with somebody what they need to do. 15 minutes to put in their information. 15 minutes included in there is that credit check. And in that 15 minutes, we're seeing exactly what they need to do to qualify, or what they need to do to qualify in the future. And taking that time to sit and go over with them what they need to do, you know what? Every single client, and I'm 99% sure, this is the only time I'm not 100%, 99% sure that every single client that we've spent the time with helping them fix their credit or putting them in a better financial position to buy in the future have come back to us.
See, that's awesome. And why wouldn't they?
You don't forget the people that help you.
Absolutely. And if you give me the roadmap, the last thing I'm going to do is take somebody else with me to the destination, you know?
And the nice thing is, too, is they come back to us, we send them back to you.
Yeah.
And then everyone's happy.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And if you missed that, all right, we will give a roadmap to success. And that's one thing that I really wanted to touch on with this, is because I know that there's a whole generation of kids coming up that I want to get in touch with as soon as possible. And what better time to start planting them right now? You know, there's that old saying, you know, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now. You know what I mean? And so if you've been wanting to get into the market but haven't because of X, Y, and Z, totally understandable. If you don't know what you're doing, this is a big, big deal. Give us a call. There's no pressure. We are not going to jump you into this thing. We want you to come into this in the right reasons, with the right steps in place, because we want this to be as smooth and successful as possible for you guys. You know, so that's really cool to hear, and I think it's very important just to give people that peace of mind of, if it's a no, it's not just a no. It's a how-to, and that's huge. You know.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, it only takes a little bit more time to go over it with you guys, so you guys can figure out exactly where you need to be. And we're here to help you. I mean, that's what our job is. That's what we're trained to do. That's what we're taught to do when we're going through the mortgage process over at Premium Mortgage and learning what the ins and outs of what we need to do as loan officers. We just want to help. That's really it. Help. We want to help you guys. So
that's awesome. So.